walk through towns where the neon dies, where prayers rise up like desert cries. Had a six-string hoe and a worn-out hat, faith in my saddle and nothing but that. I ran from shame like a wild stampede, but mercy don't care about the life you lead. It found me kneeling neath the Crossroads sign, with nothing to lose but the weight of time. Yet dust and redemption riding side by side through the canyons of my past where the shadows hide. He don't need a church to hear my cry, just a heart turned round neath an open sky. From the gun-smoke nights to the morning dove, he's a cowboy savior, full of truth and love. I still bear scars from the life I chose, but the blood on that cross washed white my soul. No, now I ride with peace where the wild wind calls, grace in my boots and no more falls. Dust and redemption, that's the tale I tell of a wandering fool saved from raising hell. Ain't no badge or name could earn that grace, just a whisper of love in an empty place. So if you're lost out there, just look above. He's a cowboy savior, full of truth and love. The silence of a red sunset, my past in the saddle, full of old regret. I heard the wind call like a preacher's voice, saying, son, turn around, you still got a choice. I'd ridden for fortune and fought for pride, left a trail of hurt on the mountainside. But out in the stillness, my knees gave way, and I found the Lord at the end of the day. But I'm walking down on the trail he laid, with dust on my boots, but my soul remained. The road ain't easy, but it sure feels right, with heaven up ahead and the cross inside. I was lost and broken, a soul betrayed. Now I'm free and forgiven on the trail he laid. I still hear coyotes, I still feel the cold, but there's fire in my heart that won't grow old. I ain't riding blind like I used to do. I've got grace as my compass and the Word as my bugle. I'm walking now on the trail He laid. Each step a prayer, each breath is grace. No more running from the man I became. I'm redeemed, I'm alive, and I praise His name. Yeah, I'm homeward bound and unafraid on the trail the Savior laid me. Sun sinking low on the far-off hill, sky bleeding gold, world soft and still. Boots off fire, crackling warm and slow, thinking about the roads I used to go. I've chased the wind and I've chased the wrong, sang my pain in a bottle song. But tonight it's quiet and I ain't alone. Feel the Lord's breath in the desert stone. I've chased the wind and I've chased the wrong, sang my pain in a bottle song. But tonight it's quiet and I ain't alone. Feel the Lord's breath in the desert stone. Campfire mercy flickers in the dark. He found me here with a burned out heart. Didn't need a steeple or a preacher's word, just the sound of grace in the night I heard. Peace in the embers, love in the flame. Campfire mercy calling my name. A cowboy don't cry, but he sure can pray when the stars shine down at the end of day. I ain't what I was, but I'm all His now, with my hat on my knee and my head bowed down. Campfire mercy, quiet and strong. He's been with me all along. So I'll ride with light come the morning breeze, 'cause His love found me beneath these trees. Peace in the embers, love in the flame. Campfire mercy calling my name. A campfire mercy calling my name. There's a fork down past the valley floor where I left my sins and rode no more. Boots were cracked and soul was dry, but mercy rolled in from the western sky. I chased the cars and chased the girls, built a castle in a broken world, but that old cross on the hillside bare pulled me in with a whispered prayer. At the dusty crossroads I laid it down. All the hurt, the fights, the sins I found. Didn't see a preacher, just the setting sun. But I met the Savior when my ride was done. And now I wear my Bible close to my vest, and I ride the trail that He knows best. I still get tired, still feel the weight, but I ain't alone, I ride by faith. Yeah, the dusty crossroads changed my name. From outlaw lost to heaven bound flame. It ain't the miles, it's the grace that shows when your heart turns home at the dusty crossroads. Changed my name from outlaw lost to heaven bound flame. It ain't the miles, it's the grace that shows when your heart turns home at the dusty crossroads. Yeah, the dusty crossroads changed my name from outlaw lost to heaven bound flame. It ain't the miles, it's the grace that shows when your heart turns home at the dusty crossroads. To a one-cross town, hat pulled low and head bowed down, boots all cracked, soul worn thin, carrying years of loss and sin. He passed the church with a broken bell, a place he once ran from straight to hell. But tonight he stopped, looked up to the sky, and whispered, Lord, I'm tired of the lie. And there's dust on his jacket, blood on his hands, but mercy don't care about where a cowboy stands. The trail was rough, the nights were long, but grace still rides where the lost belong. He found the cross in a flicker of light, out on the plains in the dead of night, forgiven and free on a brand new mission. That's dust and redemption. He once held whiskey more than the word, chasing revenge with every curse he heard. But when he knelt down in that desert wind, he heard a voice say, come home again. Now he rides with a Bible, not a gun, leaving battles to the Father and Son. He don't preach much, just lends a hand, but folks can see the change in that man. There's dust on his jacket, scars on his heart, but heaven don't wait for you to look the part. The past can haunt, but it won't define when your soul's been washed in love divine. He found the cross in a flicker of light, out on the plains in the dead of night. Now he rides for truth with quiet conviction. That's dust and redemption. Some folks find Jesus in a churchyard pew, some in the saddle when the day is through. And for every drifter who's lost their way, there's still a shepherd who rides their way. If there's dust in our stories, pain in our past, but grace rides faster than guilt can last. When the night's too dark to see, there's a light that calls to you and me. He found the cross in a flicker of light, out on the plains in the dead of night. Cowboy saved with divine direction. That's dust and redemption. The fire's low, but my heart feels warm. Stars above in a silent swarm. Cattle rest and the coyotes call, and I feel the Lord in the hush of it all. This old guitar and a worn out hymn, singing truths I keep deep within. A sinner's road's been rough and long, but grace has walked with me all along. The campfire and the cross, that's all I need. A little bit of light and a soul set free. The smoke may rise, but the Spirit stays, guiding me through these cowboy days. No cathedral walls, no steeple tall, just a campfire and the cross, and that's all. Some find God where the choirs sing, but I found Him neath the eagle's wing. With dust on my jeans and prayers in my chest, He gave this wandering heart some rest. Get all starts to fade. Steam from the coffee, hands rough and frayed. I saddle my mare with a quiet prayer, thanking the Lord for this breath of air. The coyotes are hushing, the day's just begun. The Bible in my bag, catching morning sun. No preacher in sight, no steeple in view, but I talk to the Lord like He's sitting here too. But this sunrise on the saddle, grace on the breeze, faith in the motion, peace in the knees. The trail may be rocky, the past may bite, but mercy rides fresh with the morning light. I've wandered and drifted, chased dreams gone dry, but He never left, just waited nearby. Now every dawn feels like something new when you ride with the Savior guiding you through. The sunrise on the saddle, hope riding tall. The weight of my burdens no longer fall. I ain't in a hurry, I'm taking it right. 1 mile, 1 prayer, 1 dawn, 1 light. The sunrise on the saddle, hope riding tall. The weight of my burdens no longer fall. I ain't in a hurry, I'm taking it right. 1 mile, 1 prayer, 1 dawn, 1 light. He was just a drifter on a dusty road, boots worn thin and a heavy load. Had a scar on his hand and fire in his eyes, but he knelt each night neath the western skies. He said, "Son, I've rode through hell and back, with a Bible torn and a coat of black. But grace don't care about where you've been, it just waits for you to ride back in." He walked that trail with an old wooden cross, counting every step as gain, not loss. Through the wind and rain, through fire and flame, he never once rode out in vain. Now I ride with faith, no need to talk. I just follow the trail he walked. Now his hat hangs on a rusty nail by the barn where he told his final tale. But his words still ride with me each dawn. Keep your heart soft and your courage strong. He walked that trail with a soul redeemed, through deserts dry and mountain streams. And when my horse runs its final pace, I'll find him waiting in a better place, with a smile so wide and the angels shocked at the cowboy who followed the trail he walked. There's a wind blowing hard through the canyon floor. Whisper sweet lies like it's knocked on your door. It'll promise you gold, fame, and pride, but that wind's got chains where your soul used to ride. I've seen good men follow it down till they lost their way and never turned around. But I heard a voice on the edge of sin saying, son, don't you ride that wind. Don't ride that wind that pulls you far from the grace that knows just who you are. There's a road of mercy, strong and kind, but you'll miss it blind in that reckless climb. When the devil calls with a silver grin, saddle down, don't ride that wind. I once chased it through barroom lights, through cards and fights and lonely nights. Thought I was free with a bottle in hand, but I was just dust blowing over dry land, till a preacher found me broken and bruised, said the Lord still loves what the world has used. So I traded my shame for a second chance, and I ain't looked back since I changed my stance. Don't ride that wind, it'll steal your name, leave you crying in the midnight rain. There's peace ahead on a higher trail, with a cross that stands when all else fails. So when your heart feels like giving in, hold the reins, don't ride that wind. You might hear it howling when the night grows cold, but there's a fire that never grows old. You'll find it burning in the arms of grace when you turn around and seek His face. So when your heart feels like giving in, hold the reins, don't ride that wind. truth will stand when lies grow thin. If you're lost tonight, let your soul begin. Come on home, don't ride that wind. Sky hanging low, cactus lined a trail I didn't know. Sin in my saddle, pain in my song, but something in me knew I'd rode too long. Heard an old hymn from a church bell far, echoed down where the lost men are. Pulled off my hat, dropped to my knees, and whispered, Lord, please rescue me. It's a dusty road to Calvary, but there's mercy waiting there for me. I ain't no preacher, just a worn-out man, holding on tight to a nail-scarred hand. I've chased the wind, I've fought the fight, but now I ride in heaven's light. Barroom days and the fights I chose left me broken down to my boots and toes. But that cross on the hill called out my name, and I ain't never riding back the same. On the dusty road to Calvary, the Lord reached down and carried me from gambler's gold to a grace so free. I found my soul on bended knee. Now I ride with peace, not pride nor shame, with Jesus calling out my name. Barroom days and the fights I chose left me broken down to my boots and toes. But that cross on the hill called out my name, and I ain't never riding back the same. Now I ride with peace, not pride nor shame, with Jesus calling out my name. Turns amber, the frost starts to fade. Steam from the coffee, hands rough and frayed. I saddle my mare with a quiet prayer, thanking the Lord for this breath of air. The coyotes are hushing, the day's just begun. The Bible in my bag, catching more his coat, a 6-string on his saddle, and a prayer he barely spoke. He'd seen too many barroom fights, too many nights alone, but something in the desert wind was calling his heart home. He met an old man by a mission where the tumbleweeds don't sleep. Said, son, you can ride forever, but that soul you've got runs deep. They shared a meal, a story, and a hymn beneath the stars. And the cowboy knew right then and there he'd ridden way too far. Now he rides the road to Calvary with mercy holding tight the reins. He's traded shame for liberty, and every scar now speaks his name. He's no outlaw chasing glory, just a cowboy with a grace-filled story, riding slow but riding free on the road to Calvary. He still wears that weathered hat, still hums Amazing Grace, but now he rides for heaven's brand, not just some broken place. Yes, he rides the road to Calvary with a cross carved on his heart. No more running, no more fleeing. He's been new since that fresh start. Dust behind and hope ahead, where angels camp and prayers are said. He's a cowboy saved and finally free on the road to Calvary. He rides the road to Calvary with a cross carved on his heart. No more running, no more fleeing. He's been new since that fresh start. Dust behind and hope ahead, where angels camp and prayers are said. He's a cowboy saved and finally free on the road to Calvary. He rode through the valley with tears in his eyes, past the graves of the men he left behind. He carried more pain than a saddle could hold, but the cross on his chest kept his heart from the cold. He'd walk through the fire, he'd run from the grace, but a voice in the wind called him back to his place. Said, son, lay it down, let the weight disappear. I've built you a home where the river runs clear. But right on to the light, where the sky's always blue, where the saints gather round and the past can't pursue. No more guilt, no more fear, no more crying round here. Just peace in the land where the river runs clear. They say heaven ain't far when you're broken alone, when your prayers are like whispers carved into stone. But he found the Lord on that red desert line, where the cactus stood guard riding slow past the cottonwood trees, sun setting soft in a western breeze. Dust on my boots, peace in my chest. A long, long day, now it's time to rest. Used to run wild, heart full of fight, till he found me one cold desert night. Now every trail I ride ends in praise, with the light of the Lord in the falling haze. Every sundown in grace, rolling in slow, painting the sky with a holy glow. I ain't got much, but I've got enough mercy and dust and a Savior's love. Saddle's worn, but my soul is free. Sundown and grace, ride home with me. Evening birds sing like angels near, and I swear sometimes I feel him here. Not in thunder, not in might, but in the hush of a golden light. A sundown in grace, riding hand in hand, crossing this wide and broken land. I've made my peace with the man I've been. Now I ride with the Lord through thick and thin. Sundown in grace, that's all I need, till heaven opens for a soul like me. Here's sundown grace, riding hand in hand, crossing this wide and broken land. I've made my peace with the man I've been. Now I ride with the Lord through thick and thin. Sundown and grace, that's all I need, till heaven opens for a soul like me. Sun sinking low behind the hills, the saddle's creaking, the world stands still. Dust on my boots, sweat on my brow, but I made it through another day somehow. Fence lines mended, cattle fed, I whisper thanks with my hat on my head. A quiet prayer as the shadows grow to the one who rides these trails I know. For a sunset on the range, gold turns to gray, but his light still shines though the daylight fades. I've wandered far, but he stayed near, in every mile and every tear. With my soul at peace and my heart set straight, I watch the sunset on the range. I ain't got riches, just honest pay, but I've got grace at the end of the day. And when my final ride comes round, I know I'll hear that trumpet sound. Dear sunset on the range, one more ride done. Stars start to shimmer, watching the sunset where mercy starts. Yes. Yeah.
I've wandered so far, with dust on my boots and a heart full of scars. I've chased empty dreams on wide open plains, but you stayed beside me through sorrow and shame. I've drawn my gun more times than I prayed, and I've broken more hearts than I ever stayed. But that night by the fire with the stars up above, you melted my pride with your mercy and love. To ride me home, Lord, to that golden gate. I'm tired of running, I'll no longer wait. I don't deserve a saddle by your side, but you paid my ransom when you bled and died. So ride me home, Lord, through the wind and storm. This cowboy's done fighting, I'm ready for home. There ain't no riches in this broken land, but I'll trade it all just to hold your hand. I'll follow you now, come sunshine or storm, in the dust or the dawn, you keep my soul warm. Ride me home, Lord, I hear the call of grace that lifts when a rider falls. One day I'll tie my reins at heaven's throne. Till then I'll ride for you, never alone. Ride me home, Lord, I hear the call of grace that lives when a rider falls. One day I'll tie my reins at heaven's throne. Till then I'll ride for you, never alone. Dust in my boots, shame in my soul. I rode for the gold, but lost all control. The bottle ran dry, but the hurt stayed long, till I heard a whisper like an old gospel song. Da-da, ride it home, son, ride it true. There's grace on the trail waiting for you. You ain't too far, you ain't too gone. Turn your heart round and ride it home.
passed by a chapel, made a fence and sky, where a stranger prayed with tears in his eyes. He said, son, he don't count the miles you stray, he just wants you back every step of the way. Put a ride at home, son, ride it true. There's peace on the range when he rides with you. You ain't too broken, you're not alone. The Lord's still waiting, so ride it home. Softer, the night less cold. I ain't riding for riches, I'm chasing souls. With a Bible in my saddle and a cross carved deep, I found what I lost and it's mine to keep. A bullet to ride it home, boy, ride it strong. Sing your story like a redemption song. The trail was hard, but now I've known what it means to truly ride it home. Was dry and my heart was too. Dust on my coat, boots cracked through. I'd wandered far, no end in sight, looking for peace in a gambler's night. Then out on a ridge where the sky met stone, I heard a voice, I wasn't alone. No church bells rang, no thunder cried, just a still small whisper deep inside. Been out on a ridge where the sky met stone, I heard a voice, I wasn't alone. No church bells rang, no thunder cried, just a still small whisper deep inside. 'cause I'm old, but 'cause I carry something gold, a Bible worn in my saddle sack, and a Savior watching my back. He rides beside me through loss and gain, through broken dreams and desert rain. No more running, no need to hide. I've got a shepherd who won't divide. Cowboy heart, finally free. He rides beside me, eternally leads.